Happy New Year. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 2026, our first live of the year. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see all the black hearts are flooding the chat right now. Flooding the chat. Welcome, everybody. My name is Iesha. I am the Community Engagement Manager here at Cloth and Paper. Welcome to Happy Hour Live. We do this little get together every week where we talk about what's new in the community, new releases sometimes. Today, our spotlight is December Intention Box exclusives. Welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. I see all of my favorites in the chat. Hey, Courtney. Courtney was the first one on, girl. Hey, Cynthia, Shauna, Katie Glow. I love that. Hey, Gail. If this is your first time catching or attending Happy Hour Live, leave us a blue heart in the chat. If this is your first time catching Happy Hour Live, leave us a blue heart in the chat. So I'll know that this is your first time and that the family can welcome you with open arms. Hey, Harley. Hey, Renee. Hey, Miss Sullivan. Hey, Tanya. Ashley's in the chat. Hey, Ashley. Hazel, Tay. Hey, QB Project. I saw Kim. Caroline. Hey, Wretched Wonder with all the black hearts. Hey, Michaela. Miss Rachel. Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to see y'all. Everybody is here with smiling faces. I'm picturing everybody here with smiling faces. Happy New Year. Hey, Lipstick Sensei. Pusher. Hey. Hey, Beth Ann. My planner dealer is in the house. Is that me? Your planner dealer. Hey, Miss Denise. I hope everyone has had a great start to the new year so far. Okay, I see some blue hearts. So who do we have? We have Juliet Johnson, welcome. D. Wilson, welcome. Hey, Golden Beauty. Anastasia, Budgeting Mama is in the house. Happy New Year, everybody. Hey, Ash. Oh, thank you. Miss Elizabeth, thank you. All right, so we only got 2 newbies in the house today. It means everybody else has been here before, so we all know how it goes. So again, I welcome everybody. I hope you've had a great start to the new year. If you're like me, then you started back to work on Monday. I was having a conversation with Becca before we got started, and she was asking me what I did this weekend, and I'm like, I don't even remember because up until Monday, I didn't even know what today was. So I still right now can't remember what I did this weekend. Clearly, it wasn't nothing exciting because I don't remember. But anywho, Greece and Canada in the house. Welcome. Hey, Miss Catherine. Greetings from Stone Mountain. Howdy. So yeah, things have been very busy trying to get caught up from coming back from vacation, just getting acclimated. I'm personally still setting up my planners. I'm halfway done. I've gotten like 2 of the 4-ish that I plan to dabble in throughout the year. So I'm getting set up. I've never been one to rush to have everything set up on January the 1st because it's just, I don't know, this is not my vibe because I like to take things slow and be very intentional with what I'm using, how I'm going to use it, what I need to write down, what I need to plan for, and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm still in the mix. So if you are not completely set up, then that you are perfectly fine. Like Veronica just said, she's still getting set up too. It's perfectly fine. Normally, I'm gonna be quite honest. Normally, I'm not even really set up until like March. So the fact that I have 2 already ready to go means I'm doing better than I actually anticipated. What is that? Nia She barely remembers the holidays as a blur. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Every day is a blessing. Absolutely. All right. So today I'm not gonna be before you long. I say that every time I do a live, but I'm that's gonna be one of my goals is not to just dibble dabble and chat and just talk y'all head off for the whole hour. But what we're gonna talk about today. Um, one, the December intention box, of course, and then we're gonna talk about a little bit about back to planning basics. Okay. And then, and I'll tell you like a little about what that means for me. And then, you can chime in the chat and, let me know if, that's kind of like your mindset, and taking your time, getting set up and planning for success for this year. I think that's the key. We all want to be successful in whatever we do. So we want to, kind of take it back to the basics. So, first things first, we like to get a little housekeeping stuff out of the way. So January, it's January the 8th. So, this is a little new. So if I get a little offbeat, because, we normally, last year we was doing this at the end of the month. So this is the beginning of the month. So January, your freebie and your, what do you call it? Thank you card is this little postcard, which is like a little sneaky peeky for our March box. So if you've had any orders that you placed from January 1 and received already, then this is your thank you card. And I got this one early. So I don't have the sticker sampler, but production is on standby to show us the sticker sampler for January, which are these arrows in the color Apollo. If you are a fan of any type of blue, then you are familiar with Apollo. It's like this really deep, rich bluish color, almost even almost darker than navy, in my opinion. So this is your freebie for all orders placed January 1 through January 31st while supplies last. Wait a minute, what's happening in the chat? Wait a minute, let me see. Somebody said I'm not set up until my planner mood changes and she shops her stash. Yep. Who's that said? Mystic reads and plans said she launches in March of 2026. Okay. I can probably dig that. I dig that. Kim says she takes her time with her setups. Yep. Is there a goals insert in the January box? There is. Let's see. I'm taking it a day and insert at a time, and you've got backup, so you feel good. I love that, Ash. I feel like if we get set up by the end of January, you're on top of things. Same. Very much same. All right. Are we going to cover any of the new things we've been seeing around the internet lately? Well. I don't know. We might. Stay tuned. Can someone help me find the 2026 inserts I bought at the 10th anniversary? Customer service can help you with that. They are in the chat. Hey, Quay. She said, I'm like you too. January, February are tryouts and slow motion. March is a startup for me and most of my plans. I like that. Tryouts. I'm hoping I've tried out what everything I need to try out, and then I'm good to go. I just need to get everything set up. Hey, Carissa. I'm so happy to see that everybody is like me and still getting set up. I love that. I love that. All right. So that covers our January sticker sampler freebie. I hope you got your inserts out. So I'm getting ready to go over a couple of dates. Our January intention box signups are open. So if you are not signed up already for the January box, then you have the opportunity now to go ahead and grab you one. Take it from me. You will want the January box. Spoilers are out there. Full reveal is out there. Check our socials, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, It's out there. Take a look. If you have seen it, we are receiving a HP Classic notebook in that box, along with some other goodies that we are going to have fun with all year. Okay. All right. And so those are open. And then our January planning workshop is scheduled for January the 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. January 27th, we will go over everything from the January planning box. And if you are, for our newbies that are here, just to give you a little FYI, our workshops we do at the end of each month where we go over all the items from the box. We talk about best practices. So it's sort of like the Happy Hour Live, but it's only with people that are subscribed to the subscription box where we go over each item in detail. And we just have an overall good time. It's about an hour, and I guarantee you we go the full hour. Sometimes feels like we need a little more, but we do go the full hour. All right. So now, got all of that out of the way. So let's talk about oops, and oops. I did forget. I'll be going by my notes, and then I forget things that we talk about earlier in the day. The January intention box is sold out as of today. I forgot, y'all. I forgot. Forgive me. I forgot. My bad, everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Cloth and Paper, or customer service, for confirming that for me. I did completely forget. That's what I get for not going over my notes before the call. But kudos to another sold out box because the design team is killing it. Absolutely killing it. All right. So let's get into December. If you received the December box, then a couple of these things, we went over during the workshop we had a couple of weeks ago. First thing I want to talk about is the desktop spiral. Now, I have seen a lot of people talk about they couldn't get it to stand up. So, when you receive it, it comes kind of like this. What you have to do is bend it in so that it looks like this. And what I did is for a couple of days, I put a binder clip on mine just to hold it together. Like so, like that. And that way it'll mold it so that when I took that off, it sits just perfectly in front of my, keep mine right in front of my laptop on my desk. So I just use mine for just like high level reminders. I highlighted the weekend so I know where the week begins and the week ends. Just some like I said, high level reminders and appointments about things that are happening for the month with a little couple of stickers just for a little deco. So yeah, so this is a great way. I've seen some people talk about they have it kind of like on their as a command center for their family in order to keep track of everything that's going on so that everybody is aware. So great little reminder tool. If you got an extra, if you wanted to grab an extra in the exclusive channel today, absolutely great gift item for somebody that wants to have something, very small, quaint for them to just keep the reminders on at their desk. Great desk accessory. Thanks for showing that you've been struggling with it. No problem, Miss Frugal. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. All right, so that is the desk spiral and calendar. A couple of other of the favorite items from the box that I have all set up here. First of all, can we talk about this cover set? The closure dashboard and cover set. So we received This cover set inside, I just added a little fun deco on the front with the stickers we received in the box that I have it added here with the little corner stickers, the fin dashboard, and if you remember, we talked about the definition or the meaning of fin, which means finished, coming to conclusion. So the whole theme of the December box was about archiving, reviewing, resetting, and then of course renewing everything for the upcoming year, for 2026. So great way to start off the new year with a new dashboard, refreshing your planner for the upcoming year. You can also grab another one of these. I think I absolutely love this design. The Blueprint Dashboard Duo, build from your inner blueprint. And if you are still setting up your system, then you're, creating your own quote unquote blueprint starting off for 2026. So this is a great reminder to have at the beginning of your planner, beginning of your notebook, whatever the case may be in terms of, what your setup is going to look like. That's a great reminder for that. And also, skip over those for real quick. The adhesive pockets, if you see, I think in the workshop I showed one where I added one to my what was it? My spiral notebook. But this one I added one in this notebook here and on one of the dashboards, because at first I was like, I'm having commitment issues. I don't know where I want to put one, but I added one here and has all of the little goodies from the box. I have my stickers in here. This is the planner focus card for one of my setups that I still have to work on. And then the little sticky notes, the task folding sticky notes, they fit in here perfectly as well if you wanted to put the whole thing in there. And then the planner focus cards. I think we got a set of 3 of these. You love these adhesive pockets? I know I'm real particular about where I want to put them. So I got a couple of more left. I haven't decided yet. But your planner focus card, if you are still, setting up your systems and you're not quite sure what how you want your system to flow, what sections you want to add, what you want to include in it, these cards are perfect for that. So this one is for my A5 home binder. I wrote out each section that I want to include, and then over here, just kind of like what inserts that I want to use. Clearly, you see I haven't finished completing this one yet, but for example, for brain dump, I always go to task delegation. That's like one of my favorite inserts to use. I have another section for personal curriculum, still debating on what inserts I'm gonna use for that one. Yearly planning, of course, I have my year overview, school reference stuff, finances, and then miscellaneous. So the finance insert bundle is a must for detailing and just getting down to the nitty-gritty of finances, if that's what's something that you're into. And then of course miscellaneous, just my notes and my GOE graph over everything insert. So the little adhesive pockets very much come in handy. You can put stickers in them, your favorite journaling cards, quote cards, that sort of thing. So be very mindful of where you put these, because I do believe these are permanent. So keep that in mind when you are looking to where you want to add those to. You forgot we received pockets? Yeah, you got a set of 4. All right. Also in the box, we received these decluttering inserts. Now, I think this might be one of my most favorite items from the box. So this is what it looks like blank. Outside of just your standard household decluttering that a lot of people focus on at the beginning of the year, cleaning out, getting a fresh start on everything, I wanted to take a different approach in using these inserts and thinking about other aspects of your life outside of just regular household stuff. So I have a couple of examples here to share. If you're looking to add these inserts to like another system that you have, Maybe if you have a planner that's set up for something specific, you can use these inserts for that. So a couple of items or examples I have here, if you're looking to enhance, or I don't know, I'm gonna say enhance, maybe reevaluate spending, for example, or saving or investing, or if you're thinking about you want to um, do an overhaul of your digital and your mental download. Also, so think about this. If you're I haven't written out my goals yet for 2026. I thought a good way to kind of map out what your goals are, or to um align this insert with what your goals are, is, if you have a goal of you want to minimize your screen time, for example, and you write out your category is your digital and mental load, you want to reevaluate that, and you want to keep the tools that support your goals in terms of like platforms or apps that you have on your phone. That's something that you may want to revisit. And then things to let go of in this area would be like doom scrolling, or even if you're decluttering like that inbox, that email inbox, get rid of and unsubscribe to, those newsletters and things that you do not absolutely read, open, and you just automatically delete. Is anybody else like me? When you see emails, you just automatically delete them and don't even look at them? That's what I mean by unsubscribing. Stop doing that. And I'm talking to myself when I say that. Get rid of it. Another example, personal brand vision. So you want to work on things that reflect your values and your expertise. Um, think about ideas that um you have that are kind of cloudy in potential in execution. So you may want to think about how to make those, more prominent so that you can go ahead and execute those with success. A couple of other examples: family and relationships, planning, and habits and commitment. So, a couple of ideas there. If we talk about planning, so you want to focus and keep systems that you actually use, and I think that's a great way to incorporate your planner focus card. You want to revisit things that you don't love, but that you love but you don't use. So think about um, all of that excess stash that you may have. Think about how you want to use it, or do you want to give it away, or do you want to repurpose it for something else? What you things you need to let go of? Planner FOMO, the need to adopt something without editing. And let me explain to you what that means, because I think this resonates with a lot of us. We see all of these cute systems that everybody else uses on Instagram and Reddit, Facebook, whatever the case may be, and we're like, oh, I want to use that too. It might not work for you, honey. But the thing is, you can adopt someone's idea, but make it yours. Edit it, or revise it so that it works for you. So that's what I mean by edit adopting with don't stop adopting without editing. That's what I mean by that. So just a couple of different ways to use the decluttering workshops. Just think about different aspects of your life that you want to revisit and change going into the new year. And of course, you can still use these for your standard decluttering. You can use each of these categories for a different room in the house. God knows that would be a task in itself for me, but you can absolutely use it for those. So I'm curious how some of you guys have been using some of these. So I see Loose Leaf says she's been unsubscribing all week. Listen, I'm here to tell you, me too. I hit that unsubscribe, and Apple makes it so easy to unsubscribe. They do it for you. You just hit the little button and it's done. I love it. Michelle says she's going to use the decluttering inserts to evaluate her habits in which to keep, reason, and let go of. Absolutely. National Handwriting Day is coming up. Yes. All right. So we talked about those couple of items. Now, a couple of other items that I really feel like are very personal going into the new year, and that is the letter to yourself and the mindset card. These two are very personal because this is going to be where you are definitely going to have to be honest with yourself and think about how you want your year to go, um, and what you envision your year to look like at the end. So the letter to yourself um, is an opportunity for you to reflect on your 2026, um, celebrate yourself, your wins, your opportunities, that sort of thing. And Courtney, I saw that you wrote your letter to yourself, and I absolutely love that because she went all out and she's already completed hers. This is as far as I've gotten so far. I've titled mine, but like I mentioned, I want to be intentional when I sit down to write this because once I write out what my goals are going to be for 2026, then I can write this in a better mindset. So I titled it In Case You Forgot How Far You've Come, because I already know, you know, I would be, it would be foolish of me to assume that I'm going to get through 2026 without any challenges. So I already know I'm going to have challenges, but when I write this letter, um, I'm going to think about how I want to envision myself overcoming those challenges. So that's my intention for that. So as you write that, as you write your letter to yourself, think about where you want to be and and some of the be positive about it, I guess is what I want to say. Because, if you think about now, if you were to write a letter to yourself about 2025, what would you say? And then make that the opposite going into 2026. Make sense? All right. The mindset card. Again, be very honest with yourself when you write this. I wrote mine. Of course, curator is going to be yourself. I wrote me, and this is for my year. This is a promise that I'm making to myself and how I move in personal, in career, in social media, um, pretty much with intention and not urgency. If we go back to what I talked about before and setting up my plans for 2026, slow and steady. All right. Just a little letter. I trust the pace of my life and the season that I'm in. No longer will I rush to prove. I am built to last. And, I went on to kind of write, like affirmations about into myself and things like that. And I'm keeping this in the back of my planner so that I have this as a reminder throughout the entire year. So always going to keep that in the forefront of my planner as a reminder. So let me just take a moment and do a little time check because I said 30 minutes and we're already at 3:30. All right. Anywho, let's talk about, last but not least, let's talk about my idea of back to basics. So I know a lot of you have been asking about this fold out. I think this is the hottest item of the box from last year. And then, if we were going to get another one for this year, they made it happen. They waved the magic wand. We got one for this year. I hope this is something that we have going forward. But I have filled mine out. And when I think about planning and then going back to basics, for me personally, one, it's writing down everything pen to paper. And, I am a slave to my phone. I am a slave to my digital calendar, iCal, but it's just something about writing things down on paper and having this at your disposal just to look at and add to, mark out, all kind of things. So real quick, mine right now I have mine with work holidays, school schedule. I have my happy hour hosting dates on here and just everything all the way through the end of the year. Now, I'm a fan of highlighter and pen. I don't know. I have a gazillion stickers times 100, but for whatever reason, I always go back to pen and highlighter. But that's just my thing. I know a lot of people um use stickers. Use that stash. Use what you have to um use this for tracking vacations, habits, whatever the case may be, family stuff, schedules. If you're managing your schedule, somebody else's schedule, this is mine. And this one is going to go in my personal planner. And, I'm a visual person. Color coding is my thing. Obama Day. Yes, absolutely. Color coding for me just helps me visualize, what my schedule is going to look like, right? So this is mine. And I'm almost finished with this one, not completely, but it's a start. So this is my idea of planning back to basics, or getting back to basics with planning. And another item that I wanted to bring up with going back to basics is using what works for you in terms of how you process information. So I was mentioning tobacco that last year I used what did I say? The weekly admin, and then dated dailies. Now, while I love the dated dailies because I love the list format, I thought this year, let me go back to where I started. And I call this the flagship insert. This is the vertical weekly, and I call this Cloth and Paper's flagship insert. And I love it so much because I list out things that I need to get done during the day. I simply list out my appointments, my meetings, my tasks for the week. And I just mark off and as I go. And this is kind of one where it just works well for me. And this is for me, this is me going back to basics and using, doing what works, being more intentional with how I plan and how I just write down all my tasks and things that I need to have done. Real quick, I think I did forget to mention the task folding sticky notes. I'm using mine as a next week reminder. I think for last week I had one, I folded it here and just kept it closed with like a little sticky. I just like writing my ideas that or things that I know I need to focus on for the upcoming week, and just keeping that just as a reminder on my this week dashboard. So that's for me is getting back to basics in terms of just, getting back to what works for me. All right. Any questions for me? I have not been paying attention to the chat, so let's see. Any questions for me? Your flagship insert is the dated daily in A5. You started with the vertical weekly lister. Yes. I don't know. It's something about listing that is just listing what I need to do and then just marking it off. Just works for me. You love color coding and thank you. Yes, I use a different color. The dark, if you can see like the dark lines here, that's for work stuff, and then the yellow, and I use the blue pen. I know some of y'all on here is like, ooh, team blue ink. I use blue because blue and yellow are my school colors, and then everything else is black, and then my happy hour stuff is in red. Pixie Glam says she added paper planning again because writing helps memory. Absolutely. And you can feel the laziness of using tech for everything. I agree with that. I do agree with that. And I think writing things down absolutely helps with memory. And I think that's why I gravitate toward lists is the way I do. Absolutely. Any questions for me while we're still here? And I'm going to say something at the end. That y'all gonna get a tickle out of that. Oh, yes. So I did ask about I did ask about the dashboard duo, the blueprint dashboard duo, and the significance of the circles. And I spoke to Andrew, and what he told me is that based on the design of the box, when you go into a museum, it's kind of like how museums have the items on display labeled or numbered in order to list them out correctly for identification. That's kind of like what this is for. So one of the examples that they shared on social was using this with the circle sticky notes to kind of outline like maybe like your goals. So you could use, one of the sticky notes like that out. Well, not this one, of course, because you can't see your writing on it, but one of the clear ones, write out like what your goals are going to be, your intentions. You can use this kind of like on a weekly basis if you want to, like what your priorities are for the week. So it kind of like you can use it in any kind of flow, but I just thought that design was fantastic. And you can actually even layer this with another one of your dashboards, put this at the beginning of your weekly if you wanted to. But it's a great way to identify, if you wanted to use this as a priority marker for your weeklies. Well, was I going to sneak anything? I don't have any February sneaks right now. But you guys will see February sneaks next week. But what I was going to say, let me get through. Let me not jinx myself. Let me get through the chat first. Iesha, what insert shines in HPC size? Well, HPC size gives you kind of room to use any insert that you want, in my opinion. Was it something specific you were looking for? I really think anyone, because you have ample room to write in HPC Classic or HP Classic. CMP is setting trends with the clear covers. Yeah, clear all day, every day. So what I was gonna say before we get out of here, Andrew and Nate, the GOAT. They are definitely the GOAT. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha, Miss Dante. What I was gonna say is, one, did y'all notice that the camera didn't flip? If you have been here with me on every week for Happy Hour Live, have y'all noticed that for the last 2 or 3 lives, the camera didn't flip? That's that good juju. I don't know what's happening, but I'm here for the rest of 2026. I am here for you. So I do have one little sneaky peeky. Not in the February box, but it is something that's coming next week. That's all you get. Oh, maybe I got a little another. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. That's all. That is it. That's all. All right, y'all. Well, I did keep it under 45 minutes. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Next week, Ashley will be back hosting, and she will be going over. Spotlight next week is expanding your planning system, perfect bound notebook covers. So these will be Ashley's baby next week. So make sure you come back for that next Thursday. And I will leave you with the word of wisdom for today. And that is, start simple, stay consistent, let the year build from there. Okay? Start simple, stay consistent, and let your year build from there. None of us woke up on January the 1st with our whole life color coded and in line, ready to go. So Less pressure equals more progress. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.